Hello planner peeps, and welcome back to another video. You might be surprised to see my bullet journal here because usually I don't really film much in this, but today we are going to be testing out the Sharpie Brush Pens, and I figured that there was no better place to do that than in my Archer and Olive journal. So first things first, what we're going to do, we are going to swatch all of them. But I want to compare, for science, that's what we do, scientific comparisons. So I want to compare the Sharpie Brush Pen to a fair number of my other black, brush pens. So we've got the Sharpie. Let me look at the tip really quick. God, if it'll open. Oh. That's interesting. Okay. So that's going to be more like the Tombow, this one. So I've got a Tombow, I have a Pentel, and I'm going to grab my Micron brush pen as well because those have a very similar tip. Like they are extremely similar. So let's just quickly write out. Sharpie, Pentel, Tombow, and I already forgot the last one, Pigma. Okay, so starting with the Sharpie. So I will say that you get 10 pens for like $20, I think. Got mine at Target. So let's just go. Ooh, I like that tip. So this is just the downstroke, and then you can get a very thin upstroke. And that's about as thick as you can get it. Okay, so now let's do the Pentel. Pentel is definitely a smaller tip. Also, I will proudly say that I am not the best brush letterer in the whole world. Like, that's not. Yeah, so you can see my Tombow has been used a lot, so it's a little streaky. But I think that, for science, ooh, God, this Pigma. So you can see this, how it kind of has like, there's a reason I don't use this Pigma brush pen very much. And it's because it's very hard to control because it's not the thickest tip, like in terms of structure. But you can see that they're, in terms of like thickness, the Sharpie and the Pigma are very comparable. But what we're gonna do is swatch all of these. And we're also going to do a bleed test, obviously. So the bleed test we can check right now and see. Okay, so there's no bleed. I do have like studio lighting up right now. And so like when light is shined on it, I can see all of these through it. But like when it's like, flat on, they're all looking pretty fine. Okay, so each of these, do they have names? They say brush on the bottom. Okay, well, I'm hoping it'll just be sort of abundantly clear which one's which. I think I'm just gonna just do some letters, maybe. I feel like that's a good practice so you can sort of see like how not good at lettering I am. Okay, yeah. So these look like they match with their, they're kind of fine liners, but the original Sharpie pens, which I used to love. Like seriously, I was obsessed with them. But then, I just sort of stopped using them. Ooh, that's a nice yellow. I like that yellow a lot. But you can see that there's a lot of like variable thicknesses that you can get with them, which is kind of cool. Okay, so yeah, because you can see that the E here, that downstroke is thicker than that one. These would definitely take a lot of practicing to get used to, I think. Oh God, yeah, that G was terrible. Because the more I think about it, you know, but you do get a large range of colors, which is nice because, like, I feel like this might be a nice starter set for somebody. I also want to see, like, if they blend at all. I know that, you know, Tombos, you can blend them. Oh God, I wasn't thinking about this. So K's are my least favorite letter. Like, I literally just, I can't with them. I don't like K's. If there is a letter that uses, like a word that uses K, I will do my best to come up with a synonym for it that doesn't use K, which can be very difficult when it's a person's name. Okay, so I think that's the K I had decided on. That was like my K. All right, but okay, there's a lot of like variability there. But I will say that, let me just look at my Tombow really quick. They're about the same thickness, which is nice, but I think this one might be a little skinnier, but it feels good in my hand. Like, it feels very solid. Let's grab two colors that might like blend. I also want to see how they like layer. Okay. Yeah, so there's no blending there. Like, they just, I mean, I wasn't expecting them to be honest, but it's, you know, it's good to know. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and then we're just gonna start going over it. And then over that. I just wanted to see like what, you know, gradient of, you know, color you can get. And you can get it pretty dark. And yeah, still when you do that, you're not getting any like bleed through. There is ghosting if you shine a light at it, but like, pretty happy with that. Okay, so now let's just for science try, I'm just gonna write like plan with M with a couple of these just to see. Now I know that like you're supposed to like lift your pen up a whole bunch when you do lettering. I'm just really bad. Oh God, that T was terrible at following instructions. So this is just what you're gonna get. You definitely have to be careful how you hold it here, especially when you get further out, because you can see like my plan was good, but my M was not. So let's try this one. Oh God, so thick. Okay, I'm just gonna stop. That just like, it hurts my soul to do that. So we're gonna use the Tombow instead. Even though now I will say, you know, I've been using this Tombow for a while. As you can tell, like my ink is not the best. But, and so I've sort of, it went from being a relatively hard tip to something a lot softer, but I feel like this is like a harder version of the Pigma. yeah, but it would definitely take a lot of practice for me to get like good at it, because like I got used to using a very hard tip, which means that like, you know, like if I go like this, it would be generally like the same thickness the whole way, but like this one is far more flexible, and you can see like the difference between like when I was pressing down the whole time and when I was letting up. So this is interesting. I think that if you like the colors here and you already own the other Sharpie pens, this would probably be a really good pick, just because you'd be able to go in with your Sharpie pen and sort of clean up certain areas. Sort of like how you, with the Tombos, with the dual brush pens, you've got the bottom pen that it matches. But I definitely would not recommend this pen to a beginner. I'm not like a beginner. I'm pretty close. But like, let me just grab a different one. Let's grab the red one. Okay. Because like there's a lot of, you can see the difference in thickness between these two. Like it's in order to get really good with this pen, you would have to practice a lot, I think. Now, like that's not to say that like you wouldn't be able to make something look good, but I do think that it, you know, yeah, because like I'm having some issues right now, and this is probably just a me thing, but maybe it could also be a you thing, like with these downstrokes being a little bit runny and like wiggly. You can see it right there and right there, which I'm not a big fan of. The E's are also like a lot harder than they usually are, because like usually it's like an up and then a down, and like you can do it like that, I guess. I don't know. My verdict for this is probably like, I don't think they're good for beginners. I think that maybe something more like a Pentel would be better for a beginner. And like y'all know how I feel about the Tombow Furonoskes. I think that those are a lot better for beginners as well, because there's a smaller tip. But these are very fun to play around with, I think. And I like that they match with the original Sharpies. So, yeah. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below what you think of the Sharpie brush pens. Would you buy them? I don't know. Let me know. But if you like this video, let me know, and you can hit the like button. You can also let me know if there's anything else that you want me to try out or review. My personal favorite is still the time where I threw a pen off the desk and I reviewed its aerodynamicness. But yeah, and happy planning.